Not just a channel, this is a show.
Oh. Hello and welcome to a Monday morning musing. It's not actually Monday, it's Sunday night, and the reason it's Sunday night is because we're actually going on an impromptu go away this week with the grandkids, so hence having no musing on a Monday, and hence a few other things that I'll come to as well. But anyway, right then, so what's going on? Well, I'll give you a quick AOS update in the Ringo camp. Well, I still haven't got the big shiny box, so while I'm away I'm just going to have to make do with the Warhammer Age of Sigmar book. Now, this one's a limited edition one because it was the only one they had in the shop. I needed something to read while I was away, so I bought this. But fear not, I didn't pay for it. Well, I did, but I used gift vouchers, and that's not real money, is it? Considering that they were just like lying around dusty, because people had given me Games Workshop with gift vouchers, you know, like £10 ones, and you think, well, you can't buy much for £10 in a Games Workshop, so I used a couple of them and bought this. So the only difference that I can see is the fact that it's got shiny pages on the edges, and some colour pictures. That's about it really, but anyway. Who knows, I'll read it. Gates of Azir, or whatever it's called. Got that. And I'll have to make do with my... And while I was in there, I just had to buy a White Dwarf. This isn't yesterday's White Dwarf, this is last week's White Dwarf. But it's got some Age of Sigmar-y stuff in that I'll have a read of. I did look at Visions, but when I actually looked at it inside, I thought, oh, it'll be all Age of Sigmar and I'll be able to get some good visuals on it, but it wasn't really. There wasn't actually that much Age of Sigmar in it. It was mainly pictures of other people's stuff and lots of 40k, so I thought, oh, I'm not having that. Anyway, so there I am. I've spoken to Slayer and told them that it hadn't come, and they were going to send another one out yesterday, but I said don't bother because we're going on this impromptu away, so I won't be back till Friday, so I'd rather you sent it out on Friday, but it gives it time to come, doesn't it? So I'll if it comes, I'll let them know. If not, then it'll probably be next week before I get hold of it, which is fine because if I'm away I can't do anything with it anyway. I'd have hated if it had turned up on Saturday. The thought of having to sort of look at it and then go away for a week would have been bad. But I've got the book and the magazine to look at, so that's a little bit of hobby on holiday. Anyway, yes, next brings me on to Mike. Mike, I've not forgotten. It's just been chaotic here over the last couple of days. I will be sending you stuff out when I get back from holiday though, but he sent me some lovely stuff for my imaginations. It's 28mm front rank French 7 Years War. I don't know whether I'll be able to pick them up, but they're absolutely superb. It's probably a bit but I don't know whether that's focused or not, whether I just shut up out of the light, but there you go. Anyway, the quality, so I'll get working on them. I'll come to that in a bit. And Paul Alba as well, he sent me some wonderful 6mm lead and a bit more other stuff as well, but more of that later in the year, that is. But now he sent me all this 6mm goodness. This is a Russian battalion from his mate across in Estonia, and I can't pronounce his name so I won't try, but I have ordered some stuff of him as well, so that should come while we're away, so I'll do a full thing about it. But to be honest, these are beautiful. I mean, these are up there with the older ones, very nice indeed, but like I say, I'll do a proper look at them when I get back because I'm a bit rushed at the moment. I've had loads of stuff to do, to make sure that I clear my work and everything so that I can go away for this week. Which brings me on to another point that I made last week. I said that what I was going to do is get rid of loads of stuff. Sell it all on eBay or whatever. Stuff that I didn't want and wasn't ever going to use and everything. What I seem to have done is I've had an influx of people saying, "Oh, if you're getting rid of this, and I think the bit that a lot of people missed was the fact that I'm focusing on Warhammer, Napoleonics, and my imagination stuff, which means that I'm not getting rid of my Warhammer stuff. I'm not getting rid of my Napoleonic stuff. What I'm getting rid of is bits and bats of 40k stuff that I've got, a bit of Flames of War stuff that I've got. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sorting all that out, just because obviously, as you've seen, my lead pile has increased quite significantly in just this week. Plus, I've got I'll when I get back, and hopefully when this Age of Sigmar thing turns up, I'll have a plastic pile to get through as well. And I've got tons of stuff that I don't want to get rid of. My point I was making was the fact that all the stuff that I knew I'd never use, I'll get rid of, because there's no point in it cluttering it up, because I can flog it and I can get stuff that I actually want to do. Like more Warhammer stuff, more Napoleonic stuff. Do you know what I mean? And more stuff from imaginations. Because now that I've done some of my dwarfs on the round bases. Well, these are pennies, but it's all usable. All my Empire, my Skaven, dwarves, goblins, the lot. I'm going to use them because the new rules will let me do. I can use everything. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. The other success I had this week was the movement trays for 6mm. I mean, these are all magnetised now. These, I don't know what you call them, but basically this is a 6mm formation for black powder. Yeah, but I can remove I can create a different size base, like so. So it's like half a base. Yeah, let's get rid of them. And that's sized for Palomos. You see what I mean? And obviously the individual bases are sized for DBA. But once again, that's something else that I'm going to go through in the black powder thing that's coming up at the end of the summer. Doing things like that. So that's another experiment gone right. I might use thinner plastic card though. I've magnetised all the bottoms and put steel paper on plastic card and stuff, but more on that later. So this brings me up to the plan of action. I've got a list, you see. I always have a list because I'm old and I forget. Right, plan of action is, hopefully, I'll kick off the Age of Sigmar work with the Chaos portion of the box. I have never done a Chaos Warhammer army. I've never bothered, but from what I've seen in the miniatures, they look absolutely beautiful. And I suppose everybody's doing the Sigmarines, so I've got to do the Chaos ones and get that box set painted up. And I've got a few demons and bloodletters and stuff like that lying around that I can use for that. And they'll fit in well with the Skaven and with the goblins, because I think that they all sort of fit in with the forces of destruction and chaos and whatever. So I can build war bands with all those sort of miniatures. So that'll give me quite a good scenario. I could have kicked myself because I got rid of a load of Beastmen Gore, which I wished I'd never done now because it would have fitted in beautifully. Seeing the battle report of Rem and Andy from the other day. Do you know what I mean? I only had a few Beastmen, but they would have worked pretty well. So I need to get some more Beastmen, I think. And I know a man with some Beastmen, so I'll get hold of him, see what he can do. So that's what I plan to do. Then I want to get some of the 6mm stuff cleared off. And, I've still got little stands of them doing this. Is a grenadier battalion. But I'll get these Russians. Well, they are Russians, but they won't be Russians. because if you've been following the Yerp campaign, the reason it's called Yerp is because posh people in an English accent, when they say Europe, they say Yerp. We don't want to stay in Europe, they say, because they're that posh they can't speak properly. So it's Yerp, which is like Europe. That's where that comes from, by the way. So I want to get on with them, get some 6mm stuff done. Obviously the Chaos stuff, the Warhammer, because if I can get that force together, I can go over to Andy 2D6s and have a couple of games. You know, maybe Spud will turn up and Steve. I want to get a few games in at the end of the summer, after everybody's gone back to a school. And then it's on into September time when it'll be Black Powder. Now I don't know whether I'll be able to do another musing next week, because obviously I'll have been away, so there'll be nothing happened unless something spectacular happens while I'm away. I don't know whether I will, but I might do, and I'll update and tell you if I've got the Warhammer box and how we're getting on. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this week. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Bye.